Well, today I get to try and work out a solution for multi-stem trees. And this is what I think is going to work. Let's see how it goes. Well, I haven't done a powder coating related video. It's not really a powder coating video, but I haven't done any powder coating on video in ages. And the process has changed a lot for us. We went back to the old pneumatic gun. What do you call it? It's electrostatic. It actually performed better for us than having the £3,000, you know, or slightly more than that, powder coating setup that we had before. And this is just so much easier to change the powder on, and we spray in such small quantities that this makes 100% sense. So one of the things that we learned was that basically if we screw the parts together and leave a gap, we don't have to use silicone moulds on the threads. It works perfectly. So it just means that we get to spray 2 parts in one, or more in some cases, and it just saves us a lot of hassle really. So don't have to mask up anything, which is really useful. I leave the thumb wheel screwed in some of these. So this one's got a thumb screw as well. The one part that we normally have that's got the most parts is normally the spike rod, the normal spike rod, because we'll also, on that hinge, you have the thumb wheel screwed in as well as the rod attached. In this particular one, I can only do up to that really. So let's get these sprayed. There's a lot of parts to this. So there's for this light, to make this light possible, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. A ground rod's missing, 15. And then you've got the lens and the reflector, 16, 17 machined parts in this light. Let's get sprayed. Doesn't that look nice and green? All of the rods and everything are all powder coated, they're done, they're set, and I've just taken out just the head. So I'm going to do the assembly on the head, and we're going to go test it on the Gonyo photometer because I need to get some metrics or some of the specs for it. Let's see how it goes. So with this light and me just doing the head, now the rod's 2 meters long and I need the cable really to be 2 meters out. So I'm going to have to do a 4 meter tall, 4 meter long cable. So I'm going to set this up for 4 meters. So I get that cable in there, through the tube, open and close, trim that and single. It's a fantastic machine. There we go. So 2 ends pre-stripped, although this end's a little bit under-stripped, but let's get on and do the build. So I'm not going to laser mark these, I'm just going to literally just dip solder and get on with the thing. So we use solder flux, dip in there, and that's that end soldered. Same with this end, dip in there, soldered. Easy. So at the moment this machine isn't up operating at the moment, but we'll, I'm sure in a video soon we're going to have that running, but for now I just hand solder the lead in place. Pop that in there. It's been a while since I've done it. That in there. That in there. Pop that in that. Pop that button in. And mould. And we're using recycled polypropylene now, which is a bit stinky. That there is the protection circuit, and you can see the 3 pins where the LED actually plugs into. So now we'll start actually building our light. So our lead is going to go right through the hinge. Sometimes we bring it out the second hole. So there's 2 holes actually on this, on the body of this. And that's if we use this as a tree strap or something else, we don't want to bring it through that joint, and we can do that. And as you can see, I'm having to pull this cable all the way through, so you know when like someone says, oh, can I have a 20-metre cable or something, that's where it becomes difficult. It's a real challenge. Bit of PTFE spray, pop that in there, all the way down. Beautiful. 20 by 150 ring on the outside. And now we're just going to do our paste for where our ball sits. That's our paste. You see just in there. Heat sink plate. Drop that in. Rotate round and in place, pop it down, just make sure it sits in the bottom, so that's where our LED actually dissipates its heat into. And for our lens, you know, and again, we make all of this, you know, like nothing here is outsourced, except the O-rings. We don't make the O-rings. You know, I guess I could, but it seems like not a sensible business for us to get into. So I just pop that up there. That's our O-ring in our top. So we just need just the LED now. So I just found out that we haven't got any 1800K LEDs that are actually built at the moment. So I'm going to build this with 27K, and we'll work off of that, and then we'll change it later. I mean, that's the beauty of these, is that everything is, you know, you can just literally just change every part. See this LED, literally just all it does is plugs in like that, and that's in place now. And I'll put a beautiful 55-degree reflector in, so that just pops in there. And then our top, notice it is a little bit wonky there. Why is it sitting up? There we go. I'll just take our top, screw our top on, and then we will give this a quick touch test and just confirm that yes, both sides work. So red, this is the white side. Oh, I can get that in there. So there's the white. Now the red I have to be particularly careful with, so I'll show you the red like that. It doesn't like to be connected too long onto this supply for some reason. This thing is just ridiculous to assemble because there's so many sections. It just takes a bit of time. So, you know, I mean, I'm there and I've still got two more sections to add, and it's just it's not easy to work with, I tell you that. Right, that I don't even know if I can go back far enough. That's it assembled. There's the head. In the ground rod, goes in the ground. Now I don't know if the ground rod's long enough. It's just literally just that section at the moment. I think it needs to be a bit longer, but we will work that out when I get to test it on site. Okay, so that is the effect of the fitting as downlighting. So it's a bit higher than it should be, but that's because the ground rod isn't actually in the ground. But if you imagine that this is a multi-stem tree, and you know, the multi-stem tree, you know, might be coming up to this high, it might even be coming up to as high as the fitting. And what we're doing is we're playing downward illumination. Now this is just 1 watt, 27K, and we're downward illuminating onto it, and we're playing with some shadow play onto the floor as well. And I think, hopefully you'll agree that it works really well. And we've got quite a nice spread of beam around there, so we'll pick out a lot of the lower level planting too.